Ben with Crafts. I'm currently doing up a workshop here, ready for starting Have a Go DIY courses. Not much has changed in some ways, but then a lot has changed in others. So you can see behind me this stone wall. We've been stripping that off and repointing. So I'll swap the camera around and run you through what we've been doing and why we've been doing it. So here's the stone wall in my workshop that we've been working on. As you can see, it's a bit of a mess. I'll run you through it bit by bit. So here you'll see that I've been doing a lime mortar pointing up and a few patches that have got to be repaired. And we've been chipping off a load of cement render and British gypsum plaster. As you can see here, it's still on this wall here. At the bottom, we've got some more chipping off to do, but you can see what happens with the British gypsum and the cement render is it's not meant for these old walls, which are meant to breathe, and they seal it all up and then it becomes damp. You can see this plaster here that is just completely soaked and saturated. The paint can't even stick to it anymore because the moisture in the walls can't escape, can't evaporate. So what we've been doing is chipping all of that off. It was all over this area here, all around the bottom of these openings. You can see that they've done repair here with bricks and cement, sand and cement, not really ideal. They've repaired the wall here with sand and cement again. It's too hard, it doesn't move, it doesn't allow the old walls to move. These walls are 170 years old minimum, and they're made of this stone, and the mortar is mud. The brilliant thing about it is it dries, it breathes, it dries itself out. As the rain hits one side, it allows it to evaporate through and out. It moves with the movement of the ground, and it's brilliant. Old ways are the better ways, that's what they say, isn't it? And that's true. But someone in their wisdom has come along and slapped all of this cement in their bricks that don't move and breathe as well. We've removed all of that, pulled away all of the loose stones and rebedded them. I haven't done it in mud. I've done it in a lime mortar. And lime allows the stones to breathe, but also pins them in place a little bit more. You see what they had actually done, you see the cement over the top. The builder, instead of investigating and pulling off the render and seeing what was going on with this lintel, he just slapped some cement around the stones, bedded all of these stones in sand and cement really badly. And underneath, this oak lintel had completely collapsed. So as you see, if I stand back, you can see that the whole of that wall above has dropped. So I've got a new oak lintels, which we're going to prepare later on. I'm going to plane them all off, oil them all up so they look really nice. We're going to take down all of those stone walls. We're going to put the new oak lintels in, and we're going to rebuild the stone wall. Traditionally, this stone wall would have been rendered. You wouldn't see the stones on the inside. Now actually, funny enough, in this section here, some of the old muck and straw render was actually still on the wall. What they'd done is they rendered over that in sand and cement. And it all came away when I was chipping it all off. So we could render over this whole thing in a lime mortar and it would be okay. You still get some cracks from movement, but it would be able to breathe. But I actually like the stonework. I think it looks nice. So I'm going to leave it pointed up like this. I'm going to render over all the brickwork, make it so you can't see any of the new stuff. Today's job is to point up all of this stonework, keep it all nice and tight. I want to bed it in so that the stones don't move as much when I replace these lintels. Got a little bit of repair work to do down here, put a new sill on there because they brought this lead pipe through, and where they'd brought the lead pipe through, they'd hammered cement in, and I've still got stones down there, and I've also found some in the garden. They all need a bit of clean up, but they're original stone wall pieces as well, so I can use some of them up. I've also got to tie these two walls together in this corner. Actually, you can see the daylight through there. In these corners, I'm going to put some helix ties in, and I've come across and purchased some restoration lime grout to hold them in place. So we're going to bind those two together, because outside there's getting some big cracks where there's movement between the two. So yeah, that's where we got to today. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and keep up to date.